If you're looking for a laser engraver to take with you to craft shows or other indoor events, but are on a tight budget, this one's for you. This is Brett's Build, and today we're taking a look at the MECPOW M1 desktop laser engraver. So recently MECPOW reached out and asked me to review their M1 laser engraver, and I gotta say, it is pretty cool. It's a fully enclosed machine that offers a 3.5 or a 5 watt diode laser module, but also their 1.2 watt infrared laser module for engraving an even wider range of materials. The machine itself is FDA Class I safety certified, so with the use of their mini fume extractor, it's safe to use indoors and take with you to craft shows for on-the-spot projects. You will need a place to plug in though, as the laser and the fume extractor both have their own power supply needs. The machine is ready to use out of the box and doesn't require any assembly outside of installing a flange and hose for the fume extractor. After unboxing, I set up a timer, and from downloading the driver to cutting my first project only took me 8 minutes, which includes mistakes because I'm just not that computer savvy. Included with the M1 is a power supply, USB cable, screwdriver, Allen key, wrench, a little sample pack of items to engrave, instruction manual, a replacement cable for the laser module, a backing plate, safety glasses with a microfiber cloth, MicroSD card and the card reader, the flange for the fume extractor, and stilts to lift the laser up if you want to engrave with the rotary tool or just engrave on a weird shaped object. Also available are the optional fume extractor and the very handy G5 rotary roller module that allows you to engrave round objects like tumblers and mugs. The M1 offers a 100 by 100 millimeter engraving area with accuracy down to a 1/10 of a millimeter and a speed of up to 10,000 millimeters per minute. That is fast. It also features auto-stop safety protocols for fire and even tilt detection, making it a much safer option compared to other laser engravers. And like I had mentioned earlier, getting everything set up and ready to use only took minutes. I did have to download a driver, but that's quick and easy, and it allows the machine to communicate with the computer. I'll link it in the description as well as on screen so you know what to get. And as you can see, I'm on a Mac today, so I'm gonna be using LightBurn, but also compatible with the laser is the LaserGRBL app if you're on Windows, along with the MKS Laser App for smartphones. And you can even connect to the laser via Wi-Fi, USB cord like I'm using here, or even preload files using a MicroSD card. Just be sure to use the supplied USB cable that came with the machine, otherwise you're gonna run into issues. I tried to use a USB-C to USB-C and it just wouldn't connect. But now that that's all out of the way, let's try this thing out. I'm gonna start with something quick and easy here that most likely you'll be starting out with as well, which is your standard 3mm hobby plywood. I'll have a link in the description where you can buy these in bulk, but they are already 100 by 100 millimeters. So all I have to do is place it into the machine, line it up with the plate, drop this tab down, focus the laser, close the lid, and we're ready to go. Keep in mind, this is the 5 watt laser that we're using today, so if you do have the 3.5 watt, just estimate maybe about half of the speed that I'm going to be showing in this example. And if you just want to see the infrared module in action, skip to this timestamp below. All right, so here's the design I came up with. To get started, it's the iconic bread clip, just a bit larger. I want to make a couple of these to organize my cables, but I'm going to start by cutting the profile. I'm using an SVG file that I made in Adobe Illustrator. Here's a list of all the file types that are compatible with LightBurn, but in terms of settings, I'm going to go with 350 for speed, 100% power, and 2 passes. Next, I'll hit home, which you should always do after focusing in case you move the laser module by accident. After that, I'll hit frame, just to make sure I didn't make it too big or too small. That looks pretty good, and then I'll hit start. Next, I'll turn on the fume extractor here, and just let that run for a few minutes, and I'll check back. All right, sweet, that looks pretty good. It cut all the way through. So I'm gonna put it back, realign it, and let's do the lettering. Okay, so for the lettering, I'll just delete the profile vector, set my passes back to 1, speed of about 3,000, and I'll keep the power at 100%. Hit home just in case. Frame to make sure it's aligned, and start. Okay, so the 3mm plywood turned out great. The edges pristine, the engraving just as precise. Let's try out a few other mediums. Wow, okay, so everything turned out great. This is better than I expected. I'm impressed. So yeah, with it being 5 watts, it is a little underpowered. It does take a little bit of time to do some of these engravings, but where it lacks in speed, it makes up for it with quality. But now I think it's time we install the infrared laser module and give that a try. So replacing the module is quick and easy. Just power down and unplug the whole unit, and then unplug the laser module itself. After that, just undo the set screw on the back of the laser head, and then the head just slides right out. Redo all those steps in reverse to install the new module, and in about 2 minutes, we're ready to roll. So if you're not sure which laser to get, whether it's the diode or the infrared laser, just know this is a great machine to have because you can get both of them while maintaining a tight budget, and they swap out quick and easy. And an easy rule of thumb to remember is if it's metal, infrared. Pretty much everything else besides clear acrylic and glass can be etched to some degree with a diode laser. Just make sure you look up what you're about to engrave to make sure it's safe. There are a lot of things out there that can potentially be dangerous, hazardous, toxic, whatever it is. Please do your research ahead of time, wear proper PPE, and make sure everything is ventilated properly. Things you can engrave with an infrared laser include gold, silver, platinum, copper, aluminum, iron, stainless steel, and much more. I have a few examples here that'll include just that. Up first, I'm gonna try a bottle cap. Okay, so final thoughts. I am definitely impressed. For those on a tight budget who want to get into the hobby or even business of laser engraving but still need something that they can use indoors or take with them to craft shows, this is definitely the perfect match. It was effortless to set up and start using, and it takes no time at all to swap out the modules for a crazy amount of versatility. Yeah, it is a little bit limited in the size and power, but it is an entry-level product that's made for simplicity, accuracy, portability, and safe indoor use. The only issues I ran into was getting the backing plate to sit properly in the base, but I fixed this by just grinding away a tiny bit of the corner. And if I can add anything to the machine as it is, it would be to add a little handle somewhere on the front so you can easily lift the shield with one hand and film the product reveal with the other hand to showcase what you made. So thank you again, MECPOW, for sending me the M1 to try out. If you guys have any questions at all, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Check out the description for affiliate links for all the products featured in this episode. And if you can, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. It really helps get this channel out into the algorithm and helps it grow even more. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next project.